something that's going to make the game hard for Monet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Watson's thinking, like, do I need BKB right now? Can I just go for the blink? Can I be a little greedier? But it just does feel like they need that extra. They need something to be able to get to Monet, even though the game's like, you know, the net worth and everything's kind of this even footing. Worried about this sniper, but Entity, they have a pretty big timing right here. Watson, since he's so massive, they're going to look for a fight.
So we have on our screen, ladies and gentlemen, the odds provided to us by our sponsor, BetBoom. Check the banner below the stream for more information. In the mid,
Nice pick.
Baboka will be the one to get caught by Entity. See if they can turn this into anything else. They'll start to push down the mid lane. And now with the Aegis expired on XWY, a good bit of an opening to get back to business and maybe try and use how powerful Watson has managed to make himself right now.
Middle tower is
they've got like double item timing, right? It's the Watson with the Scotty, and it's also Stormstormer has an Octarine finished up too. So to their strength around this, and playing to the strength around the fact that Aegis went away. They get more. Looks like it's just going to be a little bit of pressure, a glyph, and a Rubik kill.
Haste.
Okay, Watson queues up the BKB. It's one of the two. We'll see if he still does, depending on what happened. That's a good rune. XWY finds himself an arcane. I think Aster can look to smoke themselves here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
XWY leading the way.
Watson's a bit far away from his team at the moment.
Trying to join back with them, but it may take a little too long because already Aster, they're in with the jump. Snowball coming from Potomi. Some time here for Fishman. BKB's popped by XXS as well as the Exorcism. They get the punch up on XWY. XWY is going to get taken out as Watson just shreds through them. I mean, a massive couple of kills there. That was the Exorcism pop by XXS, and he immediately dies. Aster, they've got to run.
Aster
forcing back with a hurricane. I mean, Entity push for more here. They get in under the tower. They get the punch up onto Siamese Cat. I mean, Watson, he indeed does make it over to the rest of his team in time. Has big impact. As they now push down the tier 2 tower. I mean, Aster just got crushed in that fight for
Potomi. That was such clutch plays. He gets the in control. He gets the punch up. He gets the control onto XWY, who can't actually get that second Astral step off. And it's really also just that snowball save. I mean, Potomi playing with full vision with this ward down, they get the ideal fight. And Watson, he's
getting so far out now.
Difference.
You know, there's kind of a point that it's like, well, maybe the sniper's not going to pose too much threat to Watson because it's essentially 50% more than Sniper has. Yeah, 12k against 19k at 25 minutes. This is a massive difference now between these two carries.
Yeah, maybe just ignore the sniper, right? Maybe Monet just won't be able to actually deal with this. Really good plays from Entity in these last moments. Katomi, beast. Had a bit of a struggle in the laning phase, but once he's had this blink now, he's found some huge grabs. He's just moving forward in a mid lane. I don't think they have any follow-up, but just an annoying play. Aster, they've gotten slowed down heavily. I mean, 50 seconds, no exorcism. Entity building further and further speed for Watson. He is a total beast.
This is just insane levels of farm from Watson comparative to anyone else in the game, and also impressive. Well, considering that this was a second pick Terrorblade.
It was,
and nothing that Aster's been able to do so far has slowed down his game at all.
Hey, it's like they have all these answers for the Enigma. They have the sniper who's farming, but nowhere near the realm of what Watson's been able to get. Watson also is at really high level. He's level 18. Monet only level 15. He's been running around with his team a lot, while Watson's just been playing kind of on his own and just joining in afterwards. And now another smoke. There's the downtime in there where Metamorphosis is back up. Exorcism is back up on the side of Aster. But this Terrorblade is just going to delete heroes.
Well, that's the thing, right? XXS wants to sort of charge in the BKB and pop the Exorcism, but he dies through it very, very quickly when he gets focused down by the physical damage of Entity. Roshan's up. Entity, they're just going to walk straight into the pit and start taking it. Time round.
Scouting.
Aster, maybe, can they go for another attempt at the steal?
They gotta.
Falling low. And he's in for the jump. He's able to do it again. this time he gets the kill as well. The shard does take Watson, but the kill on Roche and the Aegis. A second time this game that XWY is able to make the jump at the right time, and this time even more perfect time, getting the kill on top of the Aegis still.
Toby cast the black hole, but I think he Astral Steps plus Resonant Pulse. So the silence from the Resonant Pulse just instantly cancels Toby.
Oh my goodness.
And yeah, gets last hit and Aegis. Alrighty.
XWY here. You got to watch out for your Aegises this game, because he's after them. And indeed, yeah, checking, it was exactly as you say, the pulse silence caught Toby in the black hole. All right, let's see what Aster could do now. Again, having the Aegis themselves.
It felt like they kind of needed that one there to stop the momentum that Entity just got after that last team fight. Now they get some time to finish up a couple big items. XXS maybe has a blanket window to be able to finish up a halberd that maybe could protect him versus this incredibly large Watson. They still have this ward down bottom though. XXS could be in trouble.
Couldn't quite get the shard grab on him.
Oh.
It's away.
And Katomi, he's actually got 3 components of Aghanim already. So, you know, sometimes we were talking about maybe have difficulty getting on Sniper. Maybe just move the Sniper out of position. Let me dump clutch.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Top lane. XWY starting to hit onto the tier 3 tower.
Getting some damage.
Trying to force some sort of TP back from Entity. Entity, they've opted for a smoke.
Top tower is under attack.
Maybe see if they can catch any members of Aster whilst they know that XWY is away from sort of this half of the map and pushing from that top lane. Now heading to the triangle. Already Monet's backed off from this area. Start clearing up around the tier 2. They'll see if they can get in the venues to jump behind. This is Watson. He's leading in with the Shadow Blade. Closes the gap. Onto Baboka. They'll find the Rubik.
Nice play.
Entity take the kill. And they've got the creep wave pushing down the mid lane, so we'll be able to take this tier 2 tower as well. Fortification's going to be popped, actually. Aster, do they want to bring anything further back for the defense? XWY still sticking around this top lane to play aggressively. Are now up for the TP alongside Siamese Cat as they return towards the mid. Maybe see if they can keep the tier 2 alive for a little bit longer.
Watson playing so damn well. Him and Katomi really being the difference makers to be able to find these little like cheeky wraparounds and stuff like that. Really well played. That whole differential of gold, that net worth lead, it's literally all Watson. He's that 6,000 gold lead over the Sniper.
And you like this going for the Silver Edge as sort of like the surprise gap closer rather than the blink this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's more damage, right? Instead of just having to wait for something like that Swift Blink. So, yeah, I'm cool with it. And it seems like ignoring the Sniper, it is kind of working at the moment for the side event.
No, for sure, yeah. It feels like Monet just doesn't have the simple level of farm as like the Terror that allows him to pose such a threat with the amount of damage he's doing. It's just not that... It's not at a point where this Sniper's just, you know, eliminating heroes. Entity can survive quite a few from this load.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Monet is going to commit for the Link. I guess he saw what Tommy's going for. I think he saw that he's going for the Aghanim, so wanting to have some type of perhaps protection versus that. Does mean his damage is going to be a little bit weaker, but just looking for anything to affect his positioning, because it's all about positioning for Monet and Aster. And there it is. Ags is done. So for Entity, look, smoke and make another... I mean, do they have smoke?
Aster's going to go for the smoke themselves.
Okay.
So Entity might... I mean, it could end up with Entity getting a fight handed to them if Aster aren't clean with the jump.
They don't have a smoke themselves, I don't believe, on the side of Entity, though. So they have to just walk in quite a little bit. They do picked up, though. He does have a blink. This could maybe catch Aster off guard.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I think Aster, they'll settle for taking the outpost.
Okay.
Doesn't look like they want to go search any deeper towards the mid lane. It's getting close as well to the Aegis expiring on XWY. He's not going to have that for the next fight.
Watson. He's got a DD.
Oh.
He's going to shred it. Pretty much, if they don't get on top of Watson, if they don't somehow control him or kite him during BKB, This Terrorblade could just rip everybody to shreds. It won't matter if Monet is just sitting in the back line keeping.
No. Watson's just going to destroy them. They don't deal with him somehow. That DD, if they lose the fight, they're going to be losing a hefty bit of the base as well to the push of this Terrorblade. Aster, they've got to be prepared.
Watson just, these last hits are insane. I mean, it's a Terrorblade, of course, but 473 to the 290 of the sniper.
Death tax.
I mean, with how farmed Watson is as well, is there any sort of rush here for Entity, or can they just hold the map and wait for the next stages?
Feels like they could probably just hold.
Yeah.
Like, sure, Enigma, as we said, he's answered in like 5 different types of ways, but Watson having this type of game, I think they can probably be pretty patient with this.
It gives him time as well to work on that next item. Is for that blue dagger, so he has both that and the silver edge to kind of dance around the fights, close the gaps.
I like it, I like it. Stormer, he's got K on disc, he's picked up a 2, so pretty survivable, even if he does get caught in the front lines versus the sniper. He's got a good amount of save on the back lines behind him.
Entity.
Okay, let's see.
Heading up into the high ground. Aster are smoked. He's going to get the jump first. Straight away, XWY looks towards Fishman. They burst through the Undying. Watson pops the Metamorphosis. The PK from the Exorcism coming out from XXS, but he's having to keep his distance from this Metamorphosized Terror.
Tommy gets the kick.
So he gets the jump in, and indeed XXS, he's getting pretty low here to the physical focus damage of Watson. Kataomi is in with the punches as well. XXS taken out. As with that, there's no more fight for Aster to be had here. And again, we're really seeing the struggles of XXS to trying to get in on the front lines, and this time kind of inadvertently so indeed with the kickback from Kataomi. But this Death Prophet doesn't have survivability at this stage to deal with how farmed and how much damage Watson can do.
No, absolutely. Kataomi, I mean, really loving the way that he's played this game. He has crazy impact. His Blink Dagger, we saw the impact with the save and with the punch that he was able to get on the initial go earlier down bottom, now at this Ags. Also, of course, having a headband, he's got this crazy range to be able to boot back people into this Terrorblade meta. Really well played so far. The threat of the black hole, you know, Toby hasn't had to use it.
No.
They've still been able to just do such a good job in these team
top
fights.
tower is under attack.
Bottom, I'm going to try and look for XWY. Toby does have the black hole if he can catch him with it. He knows he's in the corner of the map. Does he want to go for any sort of blind play? No, he can't at the moment. Blink's still on cooldown. So XWY will manage to get into the corner and TP out. They'll scan just to see if he was still around. TP was ready, so XWY able to reset back to base. And it's coming close, 5 seconds. We're going to see how long the Roche respawn is. Almost certainly where we'll see both teams head towards. We'll see if, I mean, there's no way XWY gets another steal off, otherwise that's going to be insane. So the last 2 times, Aster have managed to trip Entity up at the final moments of the Roshan. It's going to be a short respawn, 30 seconds, and Roche back up.
How long on these metas and that Exorcism? They're both going to be back up at the same time.
Okay.
Monet almost has Daedalus, but now he's playing into an Elven tunic that was picked up a couple moments ago from Watson from Terrorblade. So it's like that is an evasion that he has to deal with.
And the
Watson,
Swift Blink.
He's actually committed. Yeah,
he's got it.
All his gold.
He's got it. He's got it. So Swift Blink, Silver Edge, this Terrorblade. Yeah, it's at a point now where it's just good luck sniper.
Oh my god!
If Watson finds Monet in the fights. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, he is. I don't think you can't fight this. You almost have to kind of wait for the DD to expire. I don't really fancy Aster's chances if they turn up to a fight with Watson in his current state.
They have to kite him somehow, but it's not easy at this point with the items because of Tommy, right? The way that he's itemized, he can always keep them inside of the fight.
I have bunching for you.
This is scary moments here for Aster. Not really getting too much farm besides onto Monet, but yeah, his damage, he'll have Daedalus, but he won't have that true strike to be able to go through that little bit of precision that is coming out from. And it's just Terrorblade has insane armor, right? He has like 42, so the physical damage is lackluster. 70% physical resist.
The Roche, there you go. Aster know it's happening though. Got their eyes on it, and Entity won't full commit. So we manages to clear out the Eidolon, so Entity hovering around with the smoke, ready to jump if anyone on Aster steps forward.
Tower is under attack.
But Boca is just like hoping that someone will cast some spells for him to steal, because I feel like I haven't even seen him get almost anything on this Rubik. Watson, send the illusion into Scout. DD still at the ready in the bottle.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm gonna go for the wraparound here. Got vision. Tommy ready to. He's just ready any second that they get vision to kick someone in. DD gets popped, so Watson, he's gonna start forcing this run. Doesn't need to pop the meta anymore.
That's gonna be going down quickly. Aster got to do something soon. XWY trying to fish a little bit with the remnants throwing in. The snowball at the side as XWY jumps back out. Get the grip to drag XXS back to safety here.
Dying.
Try up and keep his distance, but indeed it's already gone. And this is it on? Oh my goodness! He's not going to get it this time. He was close with the timing, but this time round XWY does not get the Aegis and will die for his to get him with the jump now. But it was the mid. XXS pops the BKB. Will be able to turn with the disarm onto Watson. Catch it to them with the overgrowth as well. Down pretty low. In fact, Watson, that's the Aegis got. Aster, they're able to take him down once. We'll see if they can set up to do it again. Off to the side, Fishman getting focused by XWY and XXS. They're taking out the Undying. Watson back into the invis with the Silver Edge. Kobe jumps with the Malefice onto Siamese Cat to try and stop them from being able to chase down Terrorblade. And Watson should be fine at getting away. Storms so able to TP out just out of range of the Remnant, so he'll make it back safely. Despite Entity getting the Roche and getting the Aegis, Aster actually able to very quickly take it out of the hands of Watson. They do have to commit buybacks, one from each side, but obviously the bigger one being that from Aster. XWY did buy back for that. But a situation where XXS was able to stay alive. I think just nice stuff there between him getting the halberd down onto Watson. Overgrowth as well from Siamese Cat also causing issues, making sure that this fight, Watson wasn't able to get the kills as easily as he was able to do before.
Right in front of everything there. So Entity still very comfortable with this positioning here. Stormstormer now next game getting.
He's going to be pulled back for this. Oh, he's not going the black hole. Oh, that silence though. Oh, and the stolen black hole here. It's beautiful stuff coming out from Baboka as XXS steps in. Monet gets a second. They get the catch onto the Terrorblade. This is going to be Aster potentially turn the bottom up, but the BKB's there. She's under as well. Watson comes to full HP. Buyback's going to come out here from Stormstormer. As Watson is trying to get back in over towards XXS. They'll look towards XWY. XWY's got Astral step up in a second. He's away. Just back over towards the top lane and out of there. Siamese Cat looks to be the one to be left behind. As he'll die, but the cause of Aster get out. An Entity, they do commit a buyback themselves from their mid this time. Stormstormer buys back for that fight.
Wild
Aster, they may be far behind, but these last few moments, these last few fights, some impressive stuff coming out from the team to hold against Entity's lead.
Yeah, I mean, XWY's reckless kind of plays are actually working out for them in a lot of times. Him getting these Aegis snatches, him just forcing the fights, allowing Monet to stay in position. Now Entity still in an okay spot with Watson, but 2 buybacks I think on cooldown, right? Tusk and the Pugna.
Katami into Stormstormers.
Aster. Baboka even getting a stolen black hole there for a second, getting some big kind of grab. Now he's got stolen Sunder. This is also the difference. Yeah, this is the 2 best steals he's been able to find the entirety of the game.
For sure. Eyes on Baboka.
Game still feels close. Entity still definitely favored. They also still have this refresher shard for Watson if they want to do some type of tricky, fancy play. But Aster still showing they do have some grounds in this.
It's coming up, Satanics for both of the carries. As is, the money's there for Watson. Getting to the point of the game where buybacks are quite important.
Checking to see any of these other little items. So, Watson saving all that gold.
I mean, you will go in for the Satanic? I mean, what sort of consideration here? Anything else other than the Satanic?
No.
That could be nice for a Terrorblade game?
No, I think it's probably the most appropriate unless we go down towards the Rapier territories or something crazy, but I don't think that's going to be the case. He also, maybe he's seeing that Monet is not building MKB. If he does maybe spot that, there is a chance to perhaps in a butterfly. It's not my favorite item by any means, but he does see that inventory being full. could be a slight chance.
Want to imagine what he's going to... Will he sort of take the treads to get the butterfly in that final slot?
Yeah, I mean, if. I think Satanic is the better choice, but there's a chance.
No, he's got it, right? But he's queuing up butterfly next, Monet.
Oh, Monet is... Sorry, yeah.
Monet.
Yeah, Monet. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's got ninja gear, right? A little bit of movement speed.
Oh, that's true, actually. Yeah, he's got the move.
Gives him a little something.
Neutral, yeah.
Yeah.
Bit nice. That last slot, the butterfly still got a bit of money to go.
Entity.
And when the smoke, they're going to look for the jump on XXS, but they'll try and initiate with the snowball, which gives chance for the BKB to come out from XXS. They'll come in with the black hole onto him, though. Make sure there's no chance of XXS's survival. Death Prophet gone for 70. We'll see how much they can push in with this. Creep making their way around on the top lane.
Katomi feels like he's doing so much for them. These grabs, these catches are amazing around the vision.
What prize is this?
Watson quickly gonna evaporate this tower. He still has the refresher shard too, just in case of anything. Like he's got these double BKBs and everything.
It's a minute without just under a minute without the Death Prophet, but overall they're backing away. So it looks like Entity don't try and push this too much, despite the fact that XXS is gone.
Maybe just waiting for their like buyback statuses and stuff to come back. They're probably rush anything. Bottom. Get away. I think that's probably the case of things, right? They're probably just like, we don't need to force the issue. The next Roshan fight is probably the big decider. If Entity gets that Rosh, they get the obvious incredible benefit, Agnim's refresher shard and everything, but they get that Aegis for the push. And for Aster, definitely a difficult place for them to fight around. If they can't constantly take out this vision, and Katomi just has a free initiation, just be able to punt somebody back into the hands of them. Yeah, 60 seconds. Black Hole's going to be able to come back up for the next fight also. But be pretty content with all this.
So hard to use it, though, without the threat of losing it to Baboka.
Yeah.
He's done it before and he'll do it again.
Smoking up after they take out the vision. Aster, they want to get initiation of themselves. Black Hole still on cooldown for 40 seconds, trying to take advantage of these cooldowns. 40 seconds also on meta.
Death tax.
Plenty of vision in the area, at the least. Don't think they're going to be able to find the fight they want. 20 seconds. Entity soon to be ready to fight back himself. Oh, Stormer committed his gold. He actually goes for bots too, plus a BKB.
All right. I mean, I guess he feels, buyback's still in 2.5 minutes.
Okay.
The optimistic guy's like, well, in 2.5 minutes, I'll get the gold back up anyway.
True. Very true.
I have fun.
And he can be all over the place on the map. The TP cooldown is like 20 seconds, so... Push beginning. Don't need to commit the meta. They have odd blunts plus blast. Aster.
Dire's top
chip
tower
damage
is
here.
under attack.
3.
Said it was likely that this game goes the length, goes the long stages, and so far we are seeing that as bottom of really big ruin spawns up. The DD is at the ready for Watson. Siamese Cat trying to catch up the Fishman. XW1, he's close, but no Astral Steps ready. Can't quite. DD doesn't have a bottle for it, but they're looking to fight.
There with the jump. They get the kickback. XWY's been caught, and he'll be able to assemble the Eon Disc. He was holding it, disassembled, of course, puts it together there just in the final moment, and that will allow him to survive that attempt from Entity.
So scary. The chainstone they actually have is pretty damn solid. With the kickback, snowball punch, and Toby just a little Malefice with his shard. It is almost enough for them to chain lock down this Void Spirit.
I mean, I tell you, he kind of took his time as well putting that Eon Disc together. It got very, very close. But he did do it just in time, of course, but leaving it to the last moments there, XWY.
You know, this is actually pretty... DPC, when we were casting Aster, there was 2 moments where XWY, he didn't unlock his Aeon Disc and died and almost...
Oh, no, really? Oh,
I swear to God.
After seeing that moment there where it was as close as it was, I can believe you on that.
Yeah. I can't remember.
He left it pretty late.
I think he was playing Void Spirit too, if I'm not mistaken, but... Meanwhile, bottom, Stormstormer is able to sneak the tower, and it is a late Glyph.
Right, indeed. Glyph coming out. Roshan's up. Entity, probably in the better spot to just head in and take this. They could try and force this, especially if they see kind of who's stuck back at the base from Aster dealing with these waves pushing in. See how much they want to try and force this.
It's difficult for Aster to walk into this fight. Difficult for them to get that positional advantage. And they can't give this one up. It gives way too much to the side of Entity with an Aghanims and a Refresher, which they already have one. Remember, they still do have that Refresher shard sitting on the Terror Blade.
Yeah, they do. So yeah,
they even still have
some money as well.
Yeah.
That from the high ground.
And look at Stormstormer. Meanwhile, this happens. TP's bottom. TP's back up in about 15 seconds. He's gonna start threatening a rack here, perhaps. So Aster, they're gonna be split between what they have to do.
Yeah. They can't really afford to send anyone down here. I mean, if they don't have the full squad around for this Roshan fight, then
under attack.
It's very unlikely they can take the team fight against Entity.
XWY's got to make the move down. He's got TP at the ready, but doesn't have anything close to the roasted TP. I think as soon as... Yeah, Stormstormy's probably going to say, okay, Void Spirit showed up. You guys can start perhaps tickling that Roshan a little bit. Haven't started it just yet.
Katam is going to look back.
Okay, they're looking for the fight.
They're going to clear out the trees. They're going to find Siamese Cat hiding in between the kickback on him. That's going to be Siamese Cat going down.
Easy grab. Straight to Roche.
Yep. Hero out of the game. They'll go to Roche. Buyback will come out from Siamese Cat as Aster really don't want to let Entity get this Roche for free. It's the big one. Aghanims cheese refresher shard. I'll go for the smoke up themselves. See if Aster start the fight. Katomi waiting in the tree line.
Perfect positioning.
Start the smoke. They know that he's in it, but the snowball's already in. He gets the kickback onto XWY. XWY up on the high ground. He was able to put back down to the low ground in time of the Astral Step. Xeon Disc will get procced. Siamese Cat uses the overgrowth to kick back in a position. His only on disc buying him a bit of time, but Fishman will still fall. Gets dragged back, pushed back, in fact, as well. He's a die to the siphons of XXS. Has to get the kill. Now look into the roast themselves. XXS still has the exorcism ready to commit with. If he wants to pop it here for this Roche attempt, we'll see what Entity do. 4 versus 5. They do have buyback available on Fishman. Use Aster. Away with a fair bit of damage onto Roshan. Toby has Black Hole good to go. Can make the jump.
Baboka has kick stolen too. Something to watch out for in these fights. It's insane the distance that you're able to kick people.
And out come the ghost from XXS. They brought it down to half HP. They know they can try and commit to finish this off. Entity, they're going to make the rip to try and get the jump on this one. Toby's trying to step forward, but Monet's keeping damage on it to make sure he can't get the blink off. There's the jump from Katomi. Tries to get him with a punch up, but he's caught with the silence. Coming in with the Metamorphosis. He's looking straight towards Monet, but Monet gets lifted over to the side by look at Toby. He's in on the back lines. Jump both Monet and Baboka control in the black hole. Baboka, he'll go down. Monet also falling low. Watson Sunder. He's able to get it off back up to pretty much full towards XXS. XXS, he's up to the high ground though with the seal totem. XXS will survive. The Roshan goes down. XWY picks up the Aegis. He's going to get taken out. They could go for round 2. He wants to. XWY, he jumps in aggressively. Goes for the extra step. Jumps back out with the Dissimulate. Watson up to the high ground. He's in on top of Siamese Cat. Siamese Cat falls to the side. He's the right of Watson, though they're too much. Siamese Cat will fall. XWY another Dissimulate as they'll look to back out from this one. Remnant as well to hold on to Watson, but Watson gets forced forward. He's going to have Swift Blink up again in a second, and Katomi is in with the control. Jumps forward, gets the kickback onto XWY. XWY, final Astral Step, 5 seconds until the next one. They haven't got anything else to close the gap on him, so he'll make it back to the base here.
Aster lost bottom racks though during all of this. The creeps just were able to do it themselves. Good fights. I cannot believe that Monet somehow is able to distance himself and survive during all this. Very chaotic, but he gets him up to the high ground in some crazy type of place to commit for the Roche. Who ended up even getting what? I did not see who got the Aghanims.
We had the Aegis on XWY. Aghanims looks like it went to, I think it's got to be one of Entity, right? I think it was it Watson, right? He didn't buy Aghanims this game.
Illusion.
I think he might have been able to just buy it in his goal. He had so much money.
No, I didn't have not enough to buy a blessing. That would mean he had
I think so.
12k or 13k gold.
Pretty sure it went to the
that
Enigma.
much gold?
Yes, he did. He had 12k. I think it went to Toby. Toby
you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Toby picked it up.
Yep.
Must have been. Right, well, here we go. 28k lead now for Entity. Monet.
Stormer.
Oh, this sniper could be in trouble. He's going to be able to get Stormer, but it may have just ended up being a bit of a bait because Monet is going to get jumped. He's healing up.
Still alive.
The Satanic of the BKB stands his ground against Katsune, and Katsune will pick him off to the side. Watson trying to focus down Monet. Monet getting trapped as well by the shards. And the rest of us team save him. He's able to bounce his way over the shards here with his own active job with a concussive grenade. Pushes himself back to safety to actually be able to get out of this. XWY and Monet get back up to the high ground. I mean, I can't believe Monet's able to walk out alive from that.
How is he able to... I mean, cussives plus force staffs plus Rubik lifts and stuff like that's able to bear him out of these situations. But, I mean, over and over again, it does feel like they're just getting out on the side of Aster.
Only just, yeah.
Radiant's
Goodness.
top
And this
tower
was,
is
I
under
believe,
attack.
the fight before was the first butterfly reveal, but this one you get to see that evasion really coming into play. Watson missed a lot of hits. Watson now, he's queued up MKB. He's trying to find that extra little solution. Even though they have the 25k lead, Aster still able to bring some pretty cool fights coming into play.
Oh, we see the big item queued up next. Rapier's there on the horizon for Monet.
Rapier Monet, and an item that we never get to see, perhaps, XWY. If he wants to commit for it, he's got Revenant Scourge. This does an insane amount of damage to a hero like Terrorblade. If he gets like a full combo on him, he could incinerate Watson.
Absolutely, that
could... Cool. A lot of things to watch out for.
Burst that he's able to turn into. Be wild.
Toby.
So yeah, spending up will mean no buyback. So
Yeah.
obviously this stage, we've got to really consider the buyback situations.
Yeah. Because even though, as I stated like multiple times, there's a lot of answers for these black holes and stuff like that, game is starting to get to the point, and has been getting to the point where there's so much chaos that could be likely that Toby's actually able to get these black holes up. So saving these buybacks probably pretty important.
I mean, do you think for either of these sides there's
The dusk is
an
always
advantage to be
ready
had
for a
in
fight.
looking for fights whilst Roshan's not in play? Like trying to
Radiant's
go for
middle
something
tower
aggressive
is under
in these
attack.
sort of 4 minutes where Roche isn't available?
I feel like for Entity, it's always a lot easier just because of Katomi. He's got clean initiations that he can go for and that he can get out every single time, right? He just gets the kickoff, snowballs back. So for him, it's a little bit easier. For Aster, like I said before, it feels like it's just them getting out a little of these fights. So it's a little bit harder still for them.
No, we're not getting the Rapier Dream from Monet.
Oh.
He'll go for a kind of a later pickup on the Mjolnir.
Okay. And he gets rid of the butterfly. So he's like, okay, I know. He's baiting Watson to get an MKB. Then he's switching into more damage. All right, let's see if it pays off.
Okay, well, in the action, XXS is front lines. Will be able to get the BKB and the Exorcism off. Watson turns towards him, but with the Ogre Seal time, XXS is able to jump away. XWI tries to get in onto Fishman, but does get caught by that Hex reveal. The first reveal of it there from Stormer.
Monet.
XWI looks over towards Toby. Toby puts the BKB, steps to the side. Watson looks towards Monet, but Monet's going to be able to make his way back down to the safety of the low ground. Separates away here from Entity. XXS still in on the front lines, tanking a lot of damage as the Death Prophet, but this time it may be too much for him as the illusions are bringing him down low. They'll jump forward, they'll finish him off. XXS goes down. Simon holds them back momentarily here with the Overgrowth. Monet is just getting bounced around all over the place. They'll close the gap onto him with the snowball, but again, he gets lifted by Vocal off to the side. There's 2 dead though on Aster as Entity get on top of Monet. Aster will have to start considering using the buybacks here, but they've already used the one from XWY. Siamese Cat doesn't have one, but XXS and Monet do have their buybacks available. Entity, they're going to come charging straight down the mid lane to look to force these buybacks out. Here comes the first one. Monet, back in action, same to be said for XXS. The buybacks are forced out. See what Entity want to do off the back of this. They've managed to force all 3 core buybacks from Aster within the last 30 seconds.
How do you play as Monet? He's just getting bounced everywhere. He's getting kicked back
all
into
over
the
the
fight.
place.
He's getting
Middle
Hurricane
tower
Puck, then he
has
gets
fallen.
lifted and thrown out of the fight, then he gets kicked back in, he gets thrown back in over and over again. Entity, they have the answers, and Watson just continues to be the little biggest beast ever on this Terrorblade this game. 10-0 and 5, 53,000 now. Holy crap.
Oh my goodness. He's completely slotted out. I mean, well, I guess the last final purchase could be a refresher for himself if he wants to.
Yeah.
Then he'll be truly done. Then he's truly done with his purchases. There's nothing else he can buy.
Nope. Aster
Is
looking to make maybe perhaps a bit of a desperate move, but it is under the vision.
Might catch a box of pipe when that Storm's prepared. He turns, gets the Hex on straight away. XWI jumps in with the silence. You see Baboka trying to get him on the back lines, but Watson immediately deletes the Rubik. That's Baboka gone for 100 seconds. Aster, they've got to look to reset unless they really want to try and take this fight 4 versus 5. Stormstormer trying to slow down the escape here of XXS. He's in with the Hex. Katomi jumps forward. There's going to be the kickback. They'll turn towards XXS. He'll get the BKB off. XWI jumps in with the silence, trying to give some sort of safety for XXS to get a few siphons off, but XXS falls. The black hole's there from Toby. Gets put to a stop by the overgrowth, and Siamese Cat allows the chance for XWI to jump back to the base. But it's 2 down now on Aster. Neither of them with buyback. Entity, they've got the full 5-man ready, and Watson's into the high ground. Jumps up towards the tier 4s. Goes pretty deep here, and he does get caught by the Remnant. He'll Sundust Toby here to get himself back up to full HP. Buyback comes out from Siamese Cat. See if Aster can hold 3 versus 5. Trying their best here. Monet managed to take down 1. Takes that Fishman, but the Brax, they'll get cleaned up. As the Entity are able to push in with the illusions of Watson. The mid set taken, he'll look up towards the top lane, and they've still got this pretty big window. The biggest one here being the fact that there's no death profit for 80 seconds.
They're gonna chill though. They're gonna wait for the respawn.
All right.
They get very careful, very patient. They know that they have this tremendous lead. Roche is gonna be spawning soon. Probably looking to just play it a little cautious. No black hole available too. Katomi is making this. I mean, it's been kind of broken for a little bit, right? Like, making this Tusk look broken with the way they're playing around it with Watson's net worth.
I'll take
See how long Roche was a long respawn. 2 minutes on the Roche respawn.
Now it's an Octarine also, Katomi. So even more kickbacks that are going to be coming out here. Well, yeah, I'm very impressed with the way that Entity's been playing this game.
And as you say, they're making sure they get the safest way out of this.
Yeah.
They may have this lead, they have this window, but they don't need to rush it. They know with how far Watson is, as long as they can get the execution right in these team fights, Watson will be able to clean up each and every time. Toby's got his next big item done, refreshers completed.
Good lord.
And it very much is at a point. 1 good black hole, and this game's going to be shut down.
Yep. And also, even like there could potential situation where a fight's occurring in one situation, and now 25 is also on a Enigma. The Eidolon could just end the game too.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
And other little, haven't talked about it too much, but little invisible fact that's been happening constantly in all these team fights too is Stormstormer level 25 with the Nether War. XWI is killing himself in a lot of these fights. He's literally doing like half of his HP instantly whenever he casts his spells.
Let's see. So, 60-minute items we get. Well, Mirror Shield. Very nice here for Entity. Where's a lovely one to get?
Pirate hat for Monet. Hopefully a dream for the sniper.
I'm not sure he gets digging though.
Will come in handy.
Get those bounty runes. In fact, are those bounty runes going to help him sort of some of the buybacks? Actually will. But Boca's 400 gold short, so if he can pick up a few more bounties, we'll get that back online. Of course, the rest of the team's buybacks are still on cooldown for quite a long time. At least 3 minutes each.
Got to play into...
Back up that rapier.
Yeah, he needs it. He needs all the damage they can get. It's him versus the... It feels like his allies are just distractions to allow him to just sit and keep his ground, but not enough of distractions. Toby, and now he's got 2 black holes, Mirror Shield as well too, to be able to protect the black hole even more so.
Yep. Apex, does Watson want to have that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's look at the armor when he has it. Okay, 47 or 41 plus 3 right now. 52. There we go.
What's the percentage resistance there? Yeah, near reaching up to the 80% physical resistance now.
Yep, 77%.
So yeah, you're gonna need that rapier if you're Monet.
And you're gonna need to probably isolate the target. You're gonna need to kill, kill everybody else and then focus fire him at the end of it. But now, you gotta go through Roshan again. Another Ags, another refresher shard. Who wants it?
Who still needs one?
I mean, Stormstormer.
Very
likely. Both are very good for him.
Yeah, it's yeah, for sure. It goes both to Storms.
They just give it a Fishman.
Actually, well, refresher shot might go to Watson, right?
They actually gave it a Fishman. Okay.
Oh, they did? Over Stormstormer.
Okay, whatever.
Okay,
sure.
I mean, well, maybe is Pugnarags that bad right now?
No, it makes the cooldown nice and low.
Okay.
I guess I mean, that's not the style that Stormstormer's not really even using too many life trains, right? So, whatever. Definitely not the Aghanims that I thought they would. They have the important ones already, but yeah, I thought they would definitely get. 60,000 gold.
He's got the money for it, pretty much.
Okay.
And especially if he sells something to kind of free up a slot for it.
What does he sell, though?
But I mean, buyback is back up in about 2 minutes. Just under 2 minutes or so. So Aster, they still want to probably just hope that they can hold long enough to be able to take a fight where they do have these buybacks. It'll be interesting to see if Entity's keeping a track of these buybacks and want to try and force this next fight before those buybacks come off cooldown.
What does Monet get rid of, too? He kind of needs everything. Might just have to get rid of something like the Mjolnir, or maybe just, I don't know, because he needs Lincolns for the kick. He needs Hurricane Spike for positioning. I don't know.
I mean, that's true, because none of his other cores have Lincolns to sort of throw onto him in terms of the slot. So it is going to be a bit awkward.
An Entity, they're already starting to poke. Stormstormer, he's blasting.
I mean, this is the time to go. Still this bit of a time where there's no buybacks. Buybacks are still on cooldown. This would be a big time for Entity to hit and close the game up.
Just going for the racks. They're at least just going to go for the mega creeps. Not going to try to just go for these tier 4s just yet. With a Seer Stone picked up now from Baboka. Crazy cast range. Stygian Desolator has now been swapped into play for Monet instead of the Pirate Hat. Much more damage.
Sure, yeah, and use all the damage you can get.
SWY. He did make it to high ground.
He get caught by the Hex, but he has got the Neon Disc. We'll be able to jump back up towards the safety at the base, but already Watson's in. Watson gets caught by the Remnant. Back off the side, they used the Decrepify to give him a chance to walk out of the range of Monet. Fishman gonna get very quickly taken out, but there's the jump forward. They get the kickback on the Monet. Monet jumps back with a custom grenade. Will manage to separate itself back from Toby. Toby's got the black hole, is pulling them in. It's gonna catch Monet, but they're able to put a stop to it. Monet falling low. They'll use the Sunder aggressively, but Monet is starting life still back up. Jumps back away with a concussive grenade, and he's standing his ground against Watson.
Oh my God.
Watson's gonna get taken out. No. That's the edge just gone. Watson is gonna be back in for round 2. Buybacks coming in from Entity.
Watson.
So we'll see Toby trying to get back over towards the fight to help Watson out and put the BKB on an attempt to retreat. Silver Edge as well as he'll be able to sneak away. Jump forward for XWY. He's looking for him. XWY. They're going to get the lift up. They're going to catch. There's going to be the black hole again. Toby's able to turn the fight. Keep solid here for Entity. As the black hole gets laid down. Simon's Cat out of the game. XXS trapped him by the shard. But no, the Ogre Seal Totem once more, giving him a chance to get out to the side. Siphons the Eidolons. He's able to keep himself alive. XWY considering continuing to chase, but doesn't want to go into the high ground. They'll back off. I mean, Entity, they commit 3 buybacks there for that fight. So they may be 41k gold ahead, Fogged, but they've got to be a little bit careful now. If they take a bad fight and go down without buybacks, Aster just might have the chance to punch back. And already that, 50 to 60k lead that Entity had, with those buybacks expended, it's actually slipping away from them a little bit. Aster, they're holding on in this.
I mean, Monet, that fight, he's able to actually sit his ground and fight. I mean, by sit his ground, I mean Hurricane Pike himself out of into a better position, Concussive Grenade himself into a better position, but he holds his ground long enough to Toby casting Black Hole. XWY actually has the cancel. He jumps through it, gets the silence. These fights are crazy. Monet's still showing that there is a possibility of them doing it.
I mean, this is insane to see Monet doing it in a game where, I mean, in terms of the farm, you know, he's 20. Well, he was about 20k behind. The Terrorblade in the mid, Aster, it's go, go, go from them. They're going to use the Overgrowth to catch Stormstormer. Stormstormer will still be able to step back underneath the tier 2 Remnant. Not going to grab him. BKB lasting long enough to allow him to get back to safety.
Good lord.
Of course, Entity doing their best to try not to have to commit the buyback from Watson. And indeed, they shouldn't need to. He's going to be back up in 10 seconds. Aster, they're going to push down the mid as hard as they can. They get the tier 2, but they will have to back up to defend. Bottom lane is getting pushed into the base here. The creep momentum will have to be dealt with. They respect the fact that Watson's back in the game, and they'll back off. But even with this 37k lead or so, Entity got to be a little bit careful now.
Yeah.
So, in terms of their buybacks, how many heroes is it without buybacks? 3 heroes without buybacks. Toby, Katsuomi, and Fishman. Another sort of rough fight like that within the base of Aster, it could absolutely lead the game to be in a situation where Aster's able to take some of the base away from Entity.
Definitely scary things. They have to, I mean, just full commit onto Monet, right? You just have to try to get him, but it's definitely scary now, like you said, because those buybacks being on cooldown. And I think this, honestly, the Stygian Desolator instead of the Pirate Hat might have made such a big difference there. It is a lot of damage how much it is going to give you. That -10 armor, it's a huge negation. Even though Terrorblade has so much overwhelming armor, it does help quite a lot. And Terrorblade, you know, but Watson's got slot issues. He's having to swap in the bots too. He's having to keep swapping in items. He swapped out the Apex for Mirror Shield.
Monet.
Radiant's top
That's just trying to take a fight here. We'll see the XWY with the jump over towards Stormstormer. Eon just going to BKB a propped. Stormer.
He's got Maki, though. So even that BKB will be refreshed immediately.
I mean,
Very low cooldown.
Radiant's top barracks
for
are
Monet
under
as well,
attack.
does he buy this rapier or has he got to prioritize just playing with the buyback?
I think prioritize with the buyback. He is way too important at this point. It is nuts. We've had a lot of super late game games, and I think a lot of them have been, I mean, Aster, right? I think Aster had the 80-minute game, now they're in a 70-minute game. Beautiful stuff coming out. Even when they're at this type of deficit, they have good vision too that they placed in these last few moments. Since they were finally able to get out of their base, they actually placed 3 very aggressive orbs.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
The jump on Stormer. And we'll see. Beast Cat goes to the overgrowth. Toby will be able to remove it. He's away.
Stormer just freely popping BKBs. It's really good.
It's that low cooldown.
Machina. Yeah. Oh, Machina.
I guess that. Oh, sure.
It's 18 seconds. So
18 second cooldown.
BKB's back, good to go. He can do a lot of crazy plays with this, just TPing around the map and stuff like that too with it. Aster. In the open field, it's a lot scarier for them with Monet's positioning, but when he's inside the base, you can see he feels a lot better just to stand his ground and hit. Buybacks, what are we looking at? Still 3 minutes. 3 minutes also on the side of XWY though, and he has shown that he is incredibly important.
I think the Entity will still play it safe themselves though. I don't think they're going to try and run him for anything whilst these buybacks aren't players.
No, they're going to look to control the vision and probably, honestly, wait for another Roshan, wait for another Aegis.
Aster, I like this though, a bit more proactive from there.
Okay.
They do want to find this fight. Sure, as you say, XWY doesn't have his, but the fact that there's heroes that they could knock out for good, it's very appealing here for Aster. He's in on the high ground. He's going to be able to snowball down towards the entrance. The tank at the Hex off. So forcing out Katomi to the side. Katomi's able to get away. XWY wants to continue to commit in. Make the jump over towards Stormstormer. Stormstormer's the undisputed. Only be propped by the damage of Monet. Still keep his distance. There's the raid pack. Another jump from XWY. Looks to get the grab with the remnant onto Katomi, but won't be able to find him. XXS is considering committing in with the BKB and the Exorcism. Pots the BKB, but he'll hold back on the Exorcism. Doesn't go in with the ult quite as this moment in time. Entity, they pull back as well.
I like the confidence on XWY. I mean, he knows he has to play like this.
He just goes in.
He has to jump in and break these Aeon discs for them to have some type of chance to kill some of these targets, but it's just not easy. They're not even able to pop Katomi's, I believe. Yeah, he still has his available. And honestly, I mean, Stormstormer with this X-Mach, you know, it's pretty busted when he has all these items. Like, he's just refreshing his Aeon disc, refreshing his BKB, his X. He's just freely popping them as liberal as possible.
Oh gosh.
70 minutes is hit. Aster looking to go in again.
What? The Stormstormer, but in again with his very low cooldown, the Aeon disc to the BKB. He's going to have the chance to survive. Gets back over to the help of his teammates.
Refreshed. Ex Machina popped everything back at the ready. And immediately TP's bottom to keep the waves pushing, can join his team back up in the... So, Eidolon's starting to whittle down this top racks. The range racks will drop.
Top barracks has fallen.
It's melee rack standing out between Aster being mega creeped.
Why the hell does Ex Machina refresh Aeon? This is broken. I'm just gonna say. It's like a 3-minute cooldown for a reason. But it's working out.
Scanning.
Anthony.
Regeneration.
Roshan's up. This is what, the fifth Rosh?
Fifth or...
Sixth Rosh?
Sixth? I don't know. I lost count. I think it's the fifth.
All of them.
12,000
Right,
gold on Watson.
Okay, finally Stormstormer will get the Ags. Yep. He's the only one left who hasn't got one, right?
Yep. Refresh your shot. Probably
yeah, Watson.
On Watson.
I think he likes to play with it.
Wait, whoa, he's like kind of... You know, what does he replace, though?
Well,
just kidding. He's gonna
well, no, he's got the... Oh! Did the jump XWY? He's in on background. He's going to try and stay committing on to Katomi. Toby jumps with the BKB. XXS has already got the Exorcism out.
Toby.
Man lays down the Tombstone. Remnant's not going to be able to grab it. We'll see them get the Hex off onto Monet. Katomi's in with the kickback. They've got the kickback onto Monet. They're surrounded. The Sniper. Sniper is going to get taken out. He's down for 2 minutes. Buyback is at the ready. Here for Monet. Back. Oh, he's going to get space. Stop Roshan.
Roshan has
Sniper.
fallen to the
Didn't
dark.
miss the fight. He's way out of there. Still sort of TPing away.
Who's going to get it, though? He's the only one left.
Kill it.
Kill it. Nah, he'll pick it up.
Here we go.
Okay. It's a lot of net worth. Maybe he doesn't want it. Great play, though. So I think they found a little solution. They have to get the Hex with the kick so that Monet is able to cast his little Hurricane Pike, cast his little Concussive Grade and stuff like that.
All right. Well, here we go.
Anthony.
They got the Roshan, they got the Aegis, they got the everything. They're ready to push it down the lane and see. Well, they're definitely. I imagine they're going to definitely force back at this buyback from Monet. And here indeed it comes out. Monet buys back.
Stormstormer liberally pops his BKB and Aeon Disc. Pops the Ex Machina, ready to go again. Tower. Rax getting whittled down.
Cole, of course, back up from Toby as well.
TB also coming back up for Toby.
Right back, so he can look to prepare for some big steals if Entity tries to commit him with these ultimates.
This is so broken. Look at this. They up the Aeon Disc. Machina refreshed again. I mean, Stormstormer is just making it look actually so busted. The item build is perfect for it.
It really is. It really is.
Goes back to base. Ready? Ex Machina. TP's back in.
Whoop.
Aeon Disc is ready. This is so insane.
What the hell?
The best usage of Ex Machina ever. Alright, they force another Ex Machina BK, or another Aeon Disc BKB, and Ex Machina.
It's got perma BKB, perma E on this.
This is so busted. Oh my god. Aster's trying their hardest versus it. They're holding on to that last Rax, but it's...
There it is. Finally got his rapier. Monet.
Okay.
Well, we'll see what he takes out of a slot for it. Where is it? He bought it from the enemy secret shop.
Yeah. Okay.
Secret was coming down the courier. Fresh delivery. He dropped off it. See what he plays with out of his inventory for the rapier.
It's the BKB. Okay.
The BKB. Okay. All right.
Nice.
Well, he's
Okay,
got
now you
to
got
right
rid of the
back
Daedalus.
No, wait, he swapped it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah. Get the Daedalus out. Ooh, and a rapier as well coming out for Watson. Both teams picking up rapiers here for the next fight.
Stormstormer again. BKB. Gets a couple blasts off. They didn't even get the Aeon Disc this time. Not like it matters. A tree gets a nullify. I'm sick of this. We need an answer to Aeon Disc. Not the ideal hero to have it by any means, but... Oh, the courier!
Oh, do they see it? No.
It sneaks by. They saw it, but they didn't kill it. Is this the answer? Let's see.
They're going to try. They're in. The nullifiers bring them down low. It's going to allow them to kill him. It actually did it there. Siamese cat with a nullifier pickup. Tony puts the him in the black hole, but he ends up dying. Be back for a second round. He'll come back the Aegis. As Mocha, the stolen black hole here to Catfishman and Tommy. Tommy puts the BKB. He's getting healed up by Stormstormer. There's the second black hole. He's caught XWY. XWY's out of the game. He has buyback saved except for Baboka. Monet still to get the damage done. He's sitting on the high ground. Looks towards Cat Tommy. Cat Tommy getting kicked back here. A stolen kick drifts him back.
Monet.
He's able to use his own kick to kick Monet down to the low ground. XXS jumps in. But Monet forces his way back up to the high ground. Fishman stealing a lot of strength. The ancient falls to the creeps.
What an ending.
Well, they finally won.
Oh my god.
The creeps, they'd had enough.
We saw. I mean, that was one of the nuttier games I feel like I've seen. Crazy holds. I mean, Monet ends up 10-3 with 1,000 last hits. Watson 12-1. Overall, Watson having a absolutely him and Katomi having a godly performance, and then Stormstorm at the end with these funny little Ex Machina plays really coming in clutch. But overall, they're on the back foot most of this game. Felt like they'd be able to fight a little better, but just Watson having that crazy type of item timing, and then this fight in particular that we're seeing right here. This one kind of dictated the whole pace of how Entity was able to play for the game, but wild one.